Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Julie Mann, and I show men and women how they can live healthy, happy, sustainable lives just by changing their habits and using cutting edge products that help them to age really well. And I'm really delighted because today I'm joined by hypnotherapist and mindset expert, Sharon Svenson. Hi, Sharon.
Hello. Thank you, Julie. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure. So I'm delighted that Sharon will actually be sharing habits to create joy in your life. And who doesn't want that? So, Sharon, take it away.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and I would say just feeling good. Because for a lot of folks, when they say joy, that can feel too far away from where they're at. I was reading a statistic this morning from the National Science Foundation that on average we have about 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. And from those thoughts, 80% of those are negative. Yikes. That's just crazy, isn't it? So that the average person is going around feeling miserable. So that maybe you can't reach joy right now. That's too far away. But what if you could just turn that around a little bit? That would be worth it, wouldn't it, Julie? Just to change the direction and to have a bigger percentage where you're actually able to enjoy your life, where you get up in the morning and you look forward to the day. So I'm going to share a couple of habits to turn us towards the joy and to feel better. And I just want to say, because so often people don't really give this much prominence in their life that, oh, yeah, I want to feel better. But we think that it's outside of our control, that we really do have that ability to direct our thoughts and to feel better. And it's completely and totally worth it. Because, for instance, I'm sure you've experienced this, Julie, that when you're in stress and anxiety, your immune system, your ability to heal actually shuts off. That when we're in stress and anxiety, we're actually in our bodies. Think migraine headaches or just when you tense. So that not only can this make you feel more comfortable mentally, but physically, it can improve your health. It can, as business owners, and I don't know, listener, if you're a business owner, but that when you feel optimistic, you want to move forward. You take advantage of opportunities. But if you're feeling negative, which most of us are, 80% of our thoughts are negative, and 95% of those 80% of the negative thoughts are repeated again and again. So the first habit, which I love and is so deceptively simple, you might dismiss it, is before you get out of bed to direct your focus in a positive way. I don't know if this is something you do, Julie, but this morning I just focused in on how comfortable my body felt when I woke up. It's like, this feels so good to have such a loose and relaxed and comfortable body. And then I thought about, I love my mattress. It is so comfortable. And oftentimes we think that our positive thoughts have to be lofty, that it's like we need to force and push and make these big thoughts that feel good when it can be as simple as that. Just super simple. And our minds are accommodating. So one positive thought is going to lead to another positive thought. So for instance, oftentimes from that place of, I love my pillow, it's super comfortable. I love that we have cool at night and how comfortable I am. I love that I have my fan. So it'll start to stimulate and get those positive thoughts flowing. And from there, I might jump to, oh my gosh, there's so many things I'm looking forward to today. I have that interview with Julie, and that's going to be fun to share some habits that people can do to change their lives, to feel better more of the time. And that can make a huge difference because you know where most people are waking up? they're waking up with, oh my gosh, I have to get this done, or I'm still in debt, or I still have that horrible problem that I have to take care of. Or we start to do a litany of judgment against family members or concerns or work issues, and we're repeating them again and again in our life, and most of them aren't useful. So my next habit would be to start to clue in to what you're thinking, to start to notice it and ask yourself the question, is this really helpful? Is this something that I can control, that I really should focus in on? Or would my time be better used to focus elsewhere? And I know, Julie, this has been really supportive and helpful for me, where I think when my husband was sick and I would Google the symptoms, it's like, well, what does he have? And I would freak myself out. Like, oh my gosh, he could have this and this. And then it's like I'd stop myself and ask, is this really helpful? Is this going to help him? Is it going to help me? And the answer was no. So I redirected to a positive line of thinking, which was to feel optimistic. So I started to look at the positive things. Like, for instance, we found a good doctor. We're moving in a good direction, that we have insurance that covers and pays for it all, that there's so many positive things, because again, people really undersell the positive benefits from feeling good, that we instead kind of think, oh, I need to earn money, or I need to lose the weight. And we get focused on the outward things instead of really seeing that we can change our life experience. And then when we do that, just even turning that feeling good just a few degrees, it's going to change the trajectory of our life. Do you have any questions,
Oh my
Julie?
goodness, I think that's so brilliant, Sharon. And what's brilliant is that actually those things are really simple to do. It's about bringing conscious awareness to those things. But because they're so simple, because people don't think about them, we mostly don't do them. I have a reminder. So I have a morning practice where I do gratitude and I read positive stuff, and I
Oh,
listen to stuff
beautiful.
that's inspiring and uplifting. But I also have this, it's what's called a gratitude rock, or I've got a piece of rose quartz that's in the shape of a heart, and it's by my bed. And what I do is every time I pick it up, before I go to sleep, I will think about all the great things that happened in the day. And the thing is that it is a reminder, it's a cue. And I think that's what we need. It's easy
Yes.
to get wrapped up in, because the news is on and we get wrapped up in that thing, or somebody phones us and then we get wrapped up in that. But actually, it's really about having those things in place that can allow us, enable us to remember the things that are
Yes.
useful, that serve.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. And that there really is no right or wrong way, but we want to direct to the positive. And as a hypnotist, of course, I use different tools. I teach people the tool of self-hypnosis to redirect to those positive thoughts. But I love that. I love that you have the rock with the beautiful cues. I've heard of people that have put a reminder on their phone to redirect them to appreciation, to those positive ways of thinking. I've heard of people doing things like a reminder with an alarm throughout the day. This one woman said in her business, she would check in once an hour to, it's like, well, are you moving in a good direction? Is this where you really want to focus with your thoughts or your time, to help retrain herself? So I love that. And
Yeah.
in fact, coming up in August and September, I'm going to do free master classes to give more tips and habits so that you can turn the scales around. I mean, 80%
I
make
know, that's terrible, isn't it? I mean,
so
it's good to,
crazy.
yeah, it's good. I mean, some people think, well, I'm not alone, but actually, it is about moving the scale on that, isn't it? And
Yeah.
I love what you said about the woman that, each hour she kind of asked that question, and it can be so simple. Most of us have what you call a cell phone, a mobile phone, and we can set a reminder that says, how are you feeling right now, or
Yeah. Yeah.
a really nice little message that pops up that can go, oh yeah, and it kind of breaks the state that we're in, which
I
is
love that.
negative, and we can then choose to live the next moment in a different state. I also think that moving things around, like we are so connected to our environment. Our environment reflects back all sorts of things to us. So when we change things around in our environment,
Oh my gosh.
brings
Yes.
awareness, can't it, as well?
Yeah, because 95% of those thoughts are repeated. So it's like we're living the same life again and again. And yeah, changing things up, bringing in that stimulation and excitement in different ways, like just going to a different place to take a walk, or um, changing up your routines can kind of shake us out of those patterns of thought and habit. Wouldn't it be fun, Julie, if there was an app? Because there's so many different apps out there. Like, for instance, they're going to count how many steps you took, but an app to remind you to focus in on those positive
There
thoughts.
is one, actually.
Oh, there is an app out there? Oh, interesting.
I think it's called Affirm. So it's affirmation. So it's affirming something
Oh,
positive, and you can set it to, yeah. You can find anything if you look hard enough, can't you? Yeah. So just
yeah,
for
yeah,
people who are
absolutely.
watching that are a little bit like, oh, hypnosis, oh, actually all hypnosis is, everyone, is really powerful suggestions that enable you to kind of live the life that you want to live. So it's not some sort of, I don't know, you might describe it differently, but it's a very gentle kind of God, you describe it.
I think you did really well. In fact, I have a series on YouTube, what hypnosis is and what it isn't, on my SvensonHypnosis channel. And yeah, we're going in and out of it all the time. It's just an intense focus, a beautiful state that you can go into, that you can use to positively change your life, so that you can go into really deep states. That there's waking hypnosis. And like you say, it's so worth checking it out, because so many of us are carrying around our patterns of thinking and beliefs from when we were kids. And there are so many different things that really don't serve us, those different beliefs. And I think hypnosis is so beautiful in being able to let go of that hold on those beliefs and those patterns of thought that stop us and hold us back from enjoying our life and feeling good. Because I bet for you, Julie, just like me, you were trained up to think, well, you need to take things seriously to solve problems, that you need to worry and stress about them, which is a complete and total lie, because then we end up not only sucking our joy and well-being, but we end up actually feeling afraid to move forward, because we're attracting, because the brain's so accommodating. It's like, oh, we're thinking of fearful things. We're thinking of problems. I have all kinds of those that I can bring in for you, Sharon.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
mean, that's the thing, isn't it? The brain is a computer, and if it's programmed like software, it's going to be running the same program. So when you talked about the 95%, that's what it is. It's that same program running over and over and over. So if it's been running since you were 6, it'll keep running unless you interrupt that program and you put in a different program. So that's the thing. We're being run often
yeah.
by a small child, our own small child, aren't we?
Exactly. Yeah. And when we're just thinking those, it's like, well, that's what we do. When we get up, we think about all our problems and all the things that we have to solve and take care of. And we make ourselves miserable. And
Yeah,
it
and
just
let's
doesn't have
face
to
it,
be there.
it doesn't. And we're not on the planet really for very long in the big scale of things. And none of us know
Yeah.
actually how long we're going to be on this planet. So let's, experience
Yes.
joy. Even if, like you said, Sharon, it's not, you've got, joy is a bit of a stretch right now. Let's all do something to have us feel a little bit better, to feel a little bit more peaceful, a little bit more
Yeah. I mean, just to feel
relaxed.
calm is
Yeah,
huge. When you're
yeah.
stressed and anxious, if you can just feel okay,
Yeah.
or better is big. And the beautiful deal is then it's going to lead to even more better feelings and you can move towards
Absolutely.
are experiencing joy.
Yeah. Brilliant.
So
I love that, Sharon. Obviously, I'm going to put all of Sharon's links down below this this recording, as will be mine. So do check us out. And thank you ever so much for watching. That was hard to say. And thank you, Sharon, very much for sharing your habits with us.
thank you for having me. I love sharing habits to help people feel better and to feel more joyful in their life.